Time has a quiet way of healing what the world once broke. Months passed since Long and Mei Mei's secret wedding. Months filled with soft mornings, laughter, and the growing rhythm of a life they were finally building together. What began as a hidden love had become something steady, something strong. They had both been through storms. Fame had tested them, rumors had followed them, and silence had once been their only shelter. But through it all, they never let go of each other's hand. Each morning, Long would wake before dawn, watching Mei Mei as sunlight touched her face. She was peaceful then, far from the cameras and the endless noise of the world. Sometimes she would stir and find him watching, and they would both laugh quietly. The kind of laugh that belongs only to two people who have shared every fear and found peace in it. Their home was small but filled with warmth. The baby's laughter echoed through the rooms, turning even the quietest corners into places of joy. Long, who once lived his life in scripts and rehearsals, now found his truest performance in the gentle act of fatherhood, changing diapers, singing lullabies in his soft and sure voice, and smiling at every tiny milestone. Mei, who had spent years hiding her heart behind screens and fame, found strength in ordinary days. She cooked, she painted, she took long walks in the garden. She said once to Long, "I used to think love was about fireworks, but now I know it's about quiet mornings, steady hands, and coming home." And that was how they lived. Of course, the world still watched. There were headlines and whispers, stories told without truth. But this time, they didn't run. They faced it together, calm and unbothered. When asked in an interview about the rumors surrounding their life, Long simply smiled and said, "We're not hiding anymore. We're just living." Those words touched everyone who heard them. Because in a world that feeds on noise, their silence was power, a reminder that love does not have to be loud to be real. There were challenges, too. Days when work kept them apart. Nights when exhaustion made words harder to find. But every time, they came back to each other. Mei once told him, "We don't need to be perfect. We just need to keep choosing each other." And they did it again and again. Their love grew not from grand gestures, but from small, steady moments. Long waiting outside her studio after a long day. Mei leaving quiet notes on his desk. The two of them staying up late, laughing softly while their baby slept. They had learned what it meant to grow stronger, not by escaping the world, but by standing together in it. Sometimes, on cool evenings, they would sit on the balcony, watching the city lights shimmer below. Mei would rest her head on his shoulder and whisper, "Do you think we made it?" And Long would smile, his eyes reflecting the quiet glow of the street lamps. "We didn't just make it," he would say. "We grew." Their story was no longer about secrets or fear. It had become something purer, the story of two people who had learned that love, when nurtured with patience, becomes unbreakable. And so, as seasons changed and their little family bloomed, the world began to see them differently, not as stars, not as headlines, but as two hearts that had found peace. Long and Mei didn't chase perfection anymore. They had something far greater: strength, love, and the courage to keep growing together.